Hey everybody, I think we're live, but I don't know. Yes, we are. Look at that. We are live, John. The new YouTube studio's over here. This is the first broadcast from my new studio that still's a little rough, but out in corn country in
It's
Iowa.
good. It's good.
It's been 2 weeks. I know that you
There's
were on
more
the
than
road.
corn in Iowa.
So far, so good. I'll tell you what, dude. Like the last week and a half has let me know how weak I am and how I really need to get in shape and how my legs feel after filling a
Little
26.
little physical exertion.
I I haven't gotten on a scale, but I gotta be weighing like 185. I have
Mm.
barely eaten, I've barely slept. I've been moving a 26-foot truck full of four people's shit, almost by myself. I had some friends come through, and I'm eating
Oh
like
man.
once a day. It's time to get in shape, John. I have no more excuses. I'm here. I just got to go back and
Yeah,
get my.
I'm
But you feel
I'm
better.
I'm back to 200 pounds, so I gotta want to keep it there and then fill out. So I've been waiting for doctor stuff. Finally got my X-ray on my hand and had my doctor check my knee out again. Knee's great, nothing wrong with it. X-ray came back like negative, nothing wrong with it either. So I just have a bad sprain on my knuckle, still swollen.
Oh, dude. Does that happen
Uh,
every time you fight? Like every time you go into the cage?
Pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
like anytime you hit somebody, you're hitting bone, you're hitting like wood or metal, or you're hitting something hard. Like, even though your hands are wrapped up, it's not that much cushion.
Uh huh.
You have, like, they design that stuff for your hands. It's not to like protect the face from being punched or the brain. It's just enough to put on the hands to keep them from breaking.
Yeah.
But like, they're still turning to mush in there. And my hands have been hitting things for 18 years, so I've built up a lot of a little bone density and some calcium deposits probably that most people don't have, and I still hurt the knuckles.
I mean, so when that happens, do you get permanent damage? How many times you fracture those bad boys? Does that stem into your
Some
fingers?
some people do fracture, but if it's just soft tissue, it's just a matter of time before it heals, and
So it's
is
almost
it
like
painful?
breaking your nose where the cartilage moves around a little bit, but you're normally not going to bust up any bone unless your eye socket goes or something like
You
that.
can, no, yeah, you definitely can, but pretty immediately if you broke the bone, because I thought maybe I fractured it because I could still move it. It didn't swell up like I got stung by bees, and I didn't have all the other tells. So I thought maybe it was a small fracture, but it was nothing at all. It's just some cartilage. Got a
So as a
boo
pro
boo on my
fighter,
cartilage.
what do you take for that? Do you take ibuprofen? Do you just take over the counter? Do you try to find a little something something? uh,
Black coffee, whiskey, uh, some cannabis, and
yeah, and you
a
rub some
fine
dirt on
woman's
it.
company.
All right, guys.
That's the best
Before
treatment for it.
before we get going, and I got to admit, I missed this weekend's fights. I didn't see them. I have no idea. I'll probably watch them hopefully later in the week. But you can find the audio version of this podcast on thegruelingtruth.com. You can find everything John Fitch at
Yep,
johnfitch.net, including
there it is.
the resistance band strength training, which I now need to get on and have no excuses for. As the bands are out, I have a
Been
back.
doing really well. Actually, I have three free courses on Gumroad, and I've gotten a lot of downloads. Over 370 downloads for those three courses.
Hey, hey. And guys, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I'm an out of shape putz like Jason Bermas, I need to get back into
The
shape.
gyms aren't open. Well, you can get some resistance bands.
That's right. And I've got them, and we're gonna
I feel
try.
a little gypped. The bands that I bought, they're like $20 cheaper than when I bought them now.
Oh, did you? See, I'm such a
They got
sales
me.
guy.
They got me.
I picked up my second set of bands over at the Salvation Army where I get all that good stuff like the retro
Mm.
toys and stuff like that. See, now I'm stoked. Like I'm away from my
Probably
one shop.
from 1960s.
No, these are fresh. Dude, everybody thinks, listen,
They last forever.
I'm just saying this. In my studio now, right
Pick
here
up
that
some
I'm
old
looking at,
bicycle inner tubes.
two of my monitors are straight up Salvation Army. One has an $8.99 price tag on them. The
Mm.
Sony speaker system I have in front of me, which retailed when it came out, was like an original iPod one. So like I don't know, 2008, 2009, was like $170 speaker. I got it for $8. It sounds amazing. I mean, I can't even tell you how many retro things I get there. And now I'm looking forward to picking through Iowa and getting more tech over in here.
Man.
Yeah. There's got to be way more desperate people. I'm in the Quad Cities. There's like 500,000 people here, John. It's time to really start shopping, if you will. Fitch and I both, by the way, are over on rockfin.com. And Fitch, this is what I'm doing. I'm changing it up. We got the studio going. I still got to go back to New York and get my car. But once I get back, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be streaming live exclusively on Rockfin.
Oh, wow. Nice.
10 to noon Eastern every day, Monday through Friday, for free. So, guys, if you don't have the free Rockfin account, I know. Listen to this. And it's the Jimmy Dormouse.
Pretty good. I was talking about this on my show last night, how there's some free content and there's some premium content.
Yeah. And you've got both. And there's plenty of people that have both. I do both. But this one, basically, I'm going to do the 2-hour show. I'm going to try to get a guest almost every day. And that way we'll stretch it out. Maybe we're going to be able to take phone calls. It'll be free while it's live. After the fact, it will be premium. So if you don't catch it live, you got to pay. But we'll do the Jimmy Dore model where we'll cut up 4 or 5 videos from that. So you get the majority of it over on YouTube.
Get a little taste for free.
Yeah. And because honestly,
it's good.
How long is it going to be until I'm kicked off this goddamn platform? I mean, you saw that they did the new age restrictions on videos, right? And they're arbitrarily putting that in there.
Yeah, it's like more and more like restrictions and rules. It's going to be more difficult.
Basically, the rule is you're not allowed to tell the truth. And by the way, the fundraiser, guys, I would normally be on month 16. I literally just set up shop. We are going to set up the new GoFundMe. That's how you do it. That's how you support me. And remember to follow both me and John on Twitter. John, what's your thoughts on Donald Trump COVID positive?
It's Chinese assassin.
Oh, why you always go to China? You really think it's the Chinaman? You can't even say China.
No,
You think they
the
set
guy
him up?
is going all over the world talking to people and all the experts who are dealing with this stuff. You'd think like he's probably coming pretty close to a lot of circles who have been exposed to COVID.
Yeah, but don't you think that he's been doing that for 5 months? Even Tucker Carlson said that the timing of this is crazy. I mean, if you think about it, the day after the debates.
Maybe this is the October surprise. Maybe they. What do you know? Maybe they fake the test. Who knows? Who knows in this crazy fantasy world we're living in?
Exactly. There's so many things on the table. But him, his wife, Kellyanne Conway, at the outbreak. And you know what I hate? The language.
Maybe he did it to himself.
I doubt it.
Just to make him look like Jesus.
64D chess? Because he got out of Walter Reed.
Yep. Oh, I'm sick. Now look at me strong. I defeated COVID.
In 3 days.
I'm the best. I'm the fastest at defeating COVID.
Tremendous.
I had it in my body. Tremendous. And I exterminated it personally.
Oh, my God.
Scientists are working with my blood right now for a vaccine.
On convalescent plasma for all of the United States. All of it. Not some. All. Anyone who wants my convalescent plasma can have it.
Oh, man. I mean...
Is there a second debate, John?
I mean, doesn't there have to be? I mean, don't we have a right as the American people that are voting for our leader to watch these idiots talk? Like, talk back and forth, ask open questions? Isn't that kind of like our right as citizens? Like, this shouldn't be up to them. This is like, we should get a town hall their ass.
Did you? Well, the next one is the town hall. It's supposed to be.
But I mean, that's kind of what it needs to be. I mean, they should let 50% supporters from each side in the building, and then a certain percent of independents in the building, and then they each get equal amounts of questions. Let's do it.
Well, when we're talking about town halls, you got to understand this is COVID 1984 town hall. So when you say half the people, they're supposedly going to have 14 people there. like the crowd is 14 people. Like that's what it was very.
You know what I mean? People asking questions.
I guess so. I guess it's like 7-7 or like I don't know. They were trying to redo
But like, I
the
mean, it
rules.
takes away the surprise because anybody could be like coached to say ask questions when it's on Zoom easier than if it's live.
Well, I think it's going to be live. It's not supposed to be on Zoom. I know that Pence and Kamala Harris now, instead of being 6 feet away, are supposedly going to be 12 feet away in the debate or some ridiculous thing. It's just, dude, super spreader, social distance. The super spreader thing fucking drives me nuts. There's no proof there's ever been one super spreader, ever.
Yeah.
Not one. But they just say somebody had it, and then they test a bunch of people around them, and they turn
Focus.
positive. Yeah, you got to learn how to manually focus that thing.
I don't know.
Don't you know you can uncheck the autofocus box? We got to get you some video. Yeah, I know, man. It was a long day for my tech too, but you can, I promise.
Yep.
It's in there in the settings. I always take it off. I mean, not that you're not looking buff in your World Series of Fighting t-shirt. Just, by the way, PFL, they coming back?
I don't know. I don't know. The last time I heard, they were expecting to come back in 2021. Like, I don't
Really?
think they were considering coming to this year.
Yeah, no, I saw Couture saying they did the right thing and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, come on, man. There's so many different organizations now fighting in MMA, from Bellator to LFA. I think Cage Warriors is doing shows.
They should be able to put off one-off shows or something like that. You know, maybe something. But
Their deal is in Madison Square Garden in the little theater there, the Hulu Theater. You would think that would be the prime place to do it. You would think if Cuomo wasn't the most corrupt person on the world, he would want them to do it, to try to bring stuff back, right? But nothing. I don't know, man. It really bothers me, you know, that it seems like, number one, there's a vast movement to not get people into any kind of sporting events, right? Like Florida, I think, is the only one that has people at those football games. Guys, it's an outdoor open stadium. How long are you going to be a slave to something that has a 99.4% cure rate? No matter what, if you do nothing.
it doesn't. I mean, it's. I don't know, man. I don't really understand. It's a trip because I talk to people I'm friends with who are kind of on the like just wear the mask type of mentality.
Sure, they love
I'm
it.
like, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I understand it, but like at the same time, like I've been traveling, and like on multiple occasions, I've like sat in a plane shoulder to shoulder with guys on each side who had a mask on, but like they're taking it up and down throughout the flight. The flight's 4 hours long. You're telling me that mask is preventing anything? It's not just like superstitious.
Well, it's superstitious over
and
the
that's
top.
just kind of like something people don't get by. And I was like, it's all like kind of pretending, because if it's not consistent all the time, like, oh no, we can't mix each other's breath. We got to stop that. Well, then like there would be stricter policies and rules around it. And that it's weird, man.
It's a LARP, man. It's live action role play. But now the media, of course, the new narrative is, well, Trump never wore a mask, and that's why he got it, and it serves him right. His family doesn't want to wear a mask.
They keep showing him at the rallies and stuff he's doing, and they're talking about people not wearing masks at the rallies. And there's people like everybody looking at people in the audience, they're wearing masks.
Yeah.
It's one picture they're all wearing masks, but I saw another one where they're like majoritively were wearing masks. And I've been to places. I went up into the mountains here in California, up pretty close to like Eureka or whatever, and I'm going into the store, in the little corner store, the neighborhood one, and nobody's got a mask on. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit.
No, that's the best place. Part about Iowa, man.
They kind of thought I was a weirdo for having mice. Me and the kids had our stuff on, and I was like, "Oh, well, okay." I took it down
take it right off.
under my nose. I was like, "Okay, you guys are cool in here." I mean, they had the divider panel up on the counter, but it wasn't like it was being strictly enforced. And there's a lot of places that are like that. I went to Tennessee, and that was like when I walked into a bar. Nobody had a mask anywhere to be seen except for the workers. So you had your bartender and your dishwashers and people, but everybody sitting down at the bar. When they got up and left, they weren't wearing their mask.
I'm with you. Like that's
So,
the
I
best
mean,
part
yeah.
about Iowa so far is that so far no one's told me to put one on, even when there were people wearing them around. Like dropped off the Penske truck, everybody had them at Home Depot. I was like, "Fuck you, I'm not doing this shit." And no one even blinked and said it, even after they saw that I was from New York. Like like still didn't say anything to me, which was awesome. And then everywhere else I've been, I haven't been to a Walmart yet, but everywhere else I've been, nothing. There's not even signs on the door that says mask must, you must have a mask
Mm.
to enter, required. I'm so sick of seeing all of it, man. I do feel good being here and being able to talk to people, and people aren't flipping out about this thing. But at the same time, like, we're trying to get the kids into school, and apparently the town over started with full school, and then they stopped
Mhm.
school altogether, and this one's doing the hybrid thing. Whereas when we were in New York, they weren't even at the hybrid point. It's just fucking madness. And they're kids, and we know, guess what? They're not going to die from it. Ever. At all. At
Yep.
all.
It's weird. It's weird. So, November 3rd can't get here fast enough. We can't get past the election fast enough. I think that's the next thing that needs to happen for any progress. It's like we're in a
Yeah.
free fall of shitty news.
But don't you think that's going to be the biggest disaster ever? Don't you think that's when the fun really begins? Like, they're number one, they're saying this. Number one, there's no way we're going to know who the winner is on that night, even if Trump wins in a landslide. They're preparing you for that.
I know that's
That's
such a ridiculous. Hey, if he wins in a landslide, it's probably not real. There's no way he's that popular. Trust me. Just wait a few months. We'll figure something out.
but that's the attitude, and like
It
people
still
believe
is.
that.
Wink, wink, wink,
It's
wink. Very serious.
But all right, so let's look at it this way: with all the mail-in voting and the fraud there, and the fact that they're saying that they what is it, up to 10 days later they're going to wait for the ballots. So number one, November 13th is the first time I think that they're even going to have all the ballots. So then that's when the real counting begins, and that's when the real
When we
treachery
supposed
starts.
I did all my online stuff. When are we supposed to get our ballots?
Oh, you
I
did
better
the
not.
online stuff?
I better not get mail frauded, mail voter frauded.
I'm worried about it. Like now, all right, so I'm registered in New York. Obviously, I just moved to Iowa. Everything is done through the DMV. I was talking to my landlord today because he was over here fixing some stuff.
Oh,
Like,
and they're really good with getting things done on time.
well, I asked him. I go, "How's the DM?"
Government buildings and government establishment, they're so awesome at so many things. I'm glad they take so much of my tax money to give to them.
I agree. I mean, I actually want to give them more, John. I mean, if we could, can we give them more? I'd like to give them
Mm,
more. I think that we should give them more. You're 100% right
they
there.
deserve it.
They deserve all of it. Um, so I'm here. He said there would be a month wait. There's like a 30-day wait to get there. So that means there's no way I'm going to be able to register to vote in Iowa. Okay. So, so if I want to vote in person, I have to be in New York on November 3rd because that's the only time I can vote in person.
I get you.
And if I do a change of address before then, there's a possibility that they'll take away my registration in New York. So I can't do that at the post office for another month if I
Can't
actually want
vote
to
in New
vote.
York. Iowa boy, F you.
Oh,
Yep.
dude, the guy was giving me shit the other, like
Saying you're a
literally. It's like,
traitor. Why are you being a traitor to New York?
oh God, listen, I love my state. I miss it already. I'm bummed out, but I don't miss seeing everybody on Main Street with a mask.
It's already gone.
You're right. It is already
Already
gone.
gone.
Is Toots still over there?
What's that?
Is Toots still out in New York?
She's still in New York. She's in Brooklyn.
Yeah. What's her
Yeah,
story
she's been
there?
moonlighting in the Hamptons a little bit. But
Moonlighting in the Hamptons.
but
Hmm.
no, so she's good. We're getting back to Boomer and Toots. I think maybe tomorrow, next week. But she's also going to get her real estate license, I think, over there.
Okay.
But then we're also going to start. We're going to keep working on some of our projects, and I think we're gonna start a branding type business.
A branding type business? No, so you're going to create brands. You're not actually going to brand people.
Yeah, people. Yeah, it's basically what I've talked about before. Working with
No, I
and
meant physically brand them. I meant like frat
oh
style.
no, not physically, unless it'll help with sales.
Why not? Because the tattoos are old. They don't let you do like the paint on tan stuff. Why don't you like those brands? That's you get their logo in there.
Good way.
You hog
Yep.
brand them. You sneak the Fitch Smash logo in there.
Nexium.
I like it.
Fitchium.
Yes, you do more than just Fitch their neck. You Fitch it all.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what we haven't talked about? Israel Adesanya dominating Paulo Costa. And we should talk about that. But then on top of it, saying he was going to jizz all over his manager there. I forget. Who's the manager of Costa?
So these guys, if they're gonna do this stuff, they need to just get a one of those WWE, get one of their get a coach that helps them do the promos, because that's just they need more practice.
First of all, let's say this. Adesanya is a bad
He's
dude.
super tough, but again, these guys that are high level grapplers are gonna come out there and they're gonna be a striker.
Who do you got beating him? Who do you think beats Adesanya at 185? You're going up?
No, find me a decent grappler, and I can work with him to.
Robert Whittaker had decent skills. I mean, I think.
Still, if they're not, if they have the skills, it doesn't matter if they don't use them, if they don't apply them. Like if they're not putting the pressure on them, they're not backing them up into the cage. There's a method into wearing a guy down by backing him up and putting him on the wall.
Man, I was trying to find this thread on Adesanya I put out there because, number one, I think he's the dude right now. I was very skeptical. I thought that maybe a wrestler would be able to take him out. He had that battle with Gastelum. He looked hardened and tough in that. I was really impressed. Maybe.
No, he is definitely good.
Yeah. And how about Jan just going in there and walking down? What's his name? Man, he just walked him down. He walked down Reyes. That was awesome. Jan looked amazing. And you know what? I'm an asshole because I didn't put in that bet, and he was a 2.5 to 1 dog. Like, Jan, you looked all... And he called out Jones afterwards. I like that, too. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not going to be able to find it. Long story short, Askren tweeted something out about how... Did he think it was a little weird that Adesanya...
Yeah, I did see that.
Well, all right. So I answered that.
I saw Askren's tweet. That's what I saw.
Okay. So I said it's not odd if you have been paying attention and realize that Adesanya is kind of telling everybody. And I'm just, listen, I want to make it clear. I don't know this for sure, but it's pretty obvious to me he's gay. I saw you do that, John. Let's see if we can find the video. So I said to Askren, well, if you were paying attention, I said last fight, but it was actually a couple fights ago, that it looked like he was dancing with his boyfriend. So let's play it. And there's more to it than just this. Oh, man. Yeah. And by the way, the boyfriend looks like he's going to go in for a mouth kiss. So let's play it again right here. So here it is, guys. I would assume that this has got to be his boyfriend. And then, like I said, his mouth's open. He goes in. Now, on top of that, before this, he had been on... Let's watch it again, John. And by the way, he also kisses his mother afterwards. So in other words, that's Israel Adesanya's dad. His mom's in the cage. What I assume to be his boyfriend or whatever or whoever also kisses the mom afterwards. Looks like part of the family. Watch it again. Yeah. So there's that. Now he was asked on the Breakfast Club. Let's do it live. We'll bring it up. Let's see.
Adesanya. MMA had so many conspiracy
Oh, this is a conspiracy?
Serious.
I just
Oh,
don't think he's
wow.
been asked. That's all. I think, listen, the promotion-wise, it may be tough in other countries because of the machismo factor, South America, stuff like that, but Nunes is big in Mexico and other places, not a big deal. But you got to think in 2020, that's a huge marketing angle. But I don't think that Adesanya wants to be known as like the gay champion either. He just wants to be the baddest motherfucker of all time. I do. I believe that, man. Like,
The gay champion.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how they would.
Not what you want to be. Yeah. Remember it as, I guess.
So let's see. Is Israel Adesanya bi or straight or gay? And then there's
I
this.
thought the big controversy of this fight was the titty thingy.
Oh, it looks like he
Gas-
had gastro. What is it?
Gastro titty
There it is.
from taking steroids.
So here it is right here. He gets asked whether or not he has sex before a fight. And he starts talking about how he sets records. He set records the week before. And then he said, shout out to Poppy, or he says puppy, right? And then he says, Andrew knows what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know if that guy he was dancing with, his name is Andrew, but we'll play the clip and everybody can decide for themselves.
Martial arts, my levels, and just kind of, enjoy life a little bit more.
What about fucking? Does that affect
not
you?
Never, dude. Nah, man. That's a myth.
Okay.
Facts. I made records this week. I'll just leave it at that. Fight week. Not just in the fight game, not just in the cage. I was making records. Shout out to the puppy.
Shout out to the puppy or whatever. Here we go.
The puppy.
Whoa, what kind of code word was it going on in the bedroom?
Shout out to her, whoever that is. At least you got a nickname, Mom.
I know.
All right.
Okay,
Shout out
not
to
even
the
a
puppy.
Andrew knows what's up.
Andrew knows what's up. And that's what he says. Now, I don't know. I don't know for sure. But I'm just saying it would not shock me. Maybe that's the conspiracy theorist in me, John. Let's go to the video one more time. One more time, everybody. You tell me if I'm nuts on this one. I don't think I'm nuts,
I
but
don't know. Then maybe it's his choreographer. Might just be whispering in his ear. Unless he's uncomfortably getting away. I don't know.
I don't know, dude. Even that freeze frame says a lot to me. Again, maybe
Yeah,
I'm
it's
wrong, but
freeze frame.
I'm just saying, let's if we slow mo.
Well, if you slow mo, it changes the perception of everything.
That's true, but I'm just saying, there. It looks like he's going in right there, bop, 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 frame by frame, and then he turns the head. I'm just saying. This is not that it matters. I'm just saying, marketability would be huge for him. I think he's marketable anyway. I think he's, again, the baddest dude right now in that division. I don't know, but you think Lima takes him?
He's tough. He's good, but I don't know. I think gay is a stretch.
You think so, huh? I don't think
he
so.
dresses that well.
What's that?
I don't think he dresses that well. And his dance is not really that
I think you're
good.
being stereotypical. I think he thinks he dresses that well. Yeah. Break dancer.
I don't know.
Really good break dancer,
We'll
John.
talk to a couple gay dudes and ask him what they think of his style. That's the tell.
All right. We'll have to do that. And if there's anybody who is gay in the comments, you put it in there. And again, this isn't to
Not
knock
just
the-
gay in the comments, but everywhere.
I don't know. I just think he's made some. Did you see him also hump Costo? Did you see that? Yes, dude. All right. So if you need more evidence on top of the jizz all over the guy, he humps Costo after he beats him. Adesanya, Costo, hump. There's gifts everywhere. Costo hump. He literally humped him right off after he got him. He humped him.
It's yeah. I saw a few of the pictures of the hump, but
I mean, the hump is real. Here it is.
the hump is real. It's a good T-shirt for you.
Israel Adesanya disrespectfully humped Paulo Costa after knocking him out, then started breakdancing in the cage. And I think that's when. Wait. He gave him a double pump. I mean, he gives him the double pump. 1, 2. I'm just saying.
Oh man, double pump.
I don't think that Adesanya's ever been to prison.
I don't know.
Ah!
I don't know. Circumstantial evidence.
Let me
Very
ask you something, John. Let me ask you something. If you were a big machismo, Ricky Martin looking motherfucker from Brazil.
I mean, I've seen dogs hump other dogs before.
Yeah, that's a different thing. I'm just saying, if you're that guy, Paulo Costa, and you think you're the number one dude, you just get beat up after talking all this shit. Would there be anything more disrespectful in Brazilian culture than a gay dude double humping your ass on the way out? I don't know there would be. You know, I'm just saying.
You
And again,
get back to work, get back to the gym, get to work. You just got humped.
he looked awful in that fight, by the way. He did not look anything like he had in the past. He couldn't get off.
It's clean.
Well, I would say that he was probably pretty juiced out of his mind. This is the new era of the UFC where, again, the gastro thing looked really real.
Pro wrestling.
I mean, didn't Jan look fucking juiced to the tits at fucking 37? Jan looked like KSW Jan. You know what I'm saying? You look at what Jan looked like leaving KSW as champion. He was like this. And then he came into the UFC, and in the beginning, he was struggling. He was one off on. He lost like a few in a row. I think there was a stretch where he lost 4 out of 5, in the very beginning. He obviously has looked better and better, but man, when I saw him come into that cage, I'm like, this is it. The dude's going to do it, and he did it big. I mean, again, he walked his ass down. I love Jan at 205. I think there's a lot of exciting fights for him at 205, too.
It's tough.
Yeah, man. I don't know. UFC, it seems like they're doing it. What's Bellator got going on? You got a little inside scoop on that?
They're popping around Europe, I think. They just had their Europe 9 card.
I watched the prelims.
Gallagher.
I caught those. Yeah, it's like a week and a half ago. I watched it. It was all right.
Was it a week and a half ago?
It was on a Friday during the day. So it was like last Friday during the day I caught, because it was in Europe and it had a earlier start time. And they have I think both are on YouTube. I think the DAZN deal is on the rocks. I think it's over in January.
Wow.
Yeah, I canceled my subscription. Sorry, DAZN.
Yeah, I did too. I found another way to watch stuff.
Well, I've always got another way to watch stuff too, but I don't mind paying for premium services when they are
Well,
premium.
it's a premium service. It's just
Well, I mean,
kind.
I also have a premium service that does the same thing, but like when I hate the buffering. I hate the chance it's not going to be on. Any of those platforms that actually offer a good service, great. ESPN Plus, I'm still subscribed, even though it's very rare that I have to grab the pay-per-view at $70. I mean, ESPN sucks. Like, sorry, you suck. Your commercials suck now. Everything is a suck fest for money.
Well, my mom got like Disney Plus or some package deal, so it has a family plan, so she was able to give us all logins. So
isn't there a
now I
second
have
Disney
Hulu,
Plus?
and I think I can get ESPN and Disney Plus. I just have to load a Fire Stick thing up.
Yeah. But isn't there a new like Disney Plus extra where they're trying to rip you the fuck off?
Oh man, I don't even know. They put another paywall up.
Yeah, I think they did. I'm pretty sure they did. Hold on.
Walls are bad except paywalls on the internet.
Disney Plus. Disney Plus now available. Disney Plus, everything you need to know. Maybe it was just people being upset that they had to pay $30 for Mulan on Disney Plus.
I'd be upset with doing that too.
Well, I mean, it's Mulan. I mean, why you want to watch that anyway? I'm hoping I can go to a movie theater. Like Iowa might have some movie theaters open. Maybe I can see that Tenet film. Next question, Fitch. Did you watch the South Park pandemic special?
I did watch it last night.
Thoughts?
Pretty good. Chin diapers for the win.
So here's
It's one of the
where I
things
was
that's-
on it. There were parts I loved that I thought were fantastic, and then there were
Mm-hmm.
parts that I didn't love, like the fact that they kind of alluded to the whole. First of all, Randy Marsh continues to be the best animated character, if not the best character ever on television, having sex with a bat in an alley in front of Mickey Mouse, and then
Pagonia or whatever.
the
Pagolia.
pangolin.
Oh my god, pangolin. It's
Yeah.
just
I didn't like how, one, they made it all rest on whether the vaccine comes out, whether or not like society would go back to normal, right? I did like the fact that they obviously made the cops look like assholes, and the fact that they're like going after people that are on the streets. Yeah, it was like that first kid with the snowball, and they're playing "Kickstart My Heart" from fucking Van Halen. It was great. You know, it's a good time. I'm laughing, and it shows excessive force. And like, yeah, I don't want the police militarized. I get that. Light them up, boys. Like, no, I don't want that. But then they make, obviously,
Not
you know,
good.
the Garrison Trump character as bad or worse as you possibly could be. And then it has the surprise ending with him as well, where, you know, he just becomes a murderer. But I don't know, man. It had a lot of great moments. The other thing is, why is South Park allowed to make jokes like about COVID related? Like that was classic. Got him, where they shot Token and Token was put in there, and then they wanted to quarantine all the kids.
He died of COVID.
And yes, exactly. It was COVID related. They're allowed to say that. We're not. You know. Listen, overall, I thought it was really good. You know, they had
Grandfathered in.
yeah, they made a lot of good points. I think they could have gone further. I wait to see what they do next, but I think a lot of what they do next has to do with the election, right? Isn't that going to be the next thing? It's not going to be a season. It's going to be the election special. Like,
It's gotta be.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they'll do a Halloween special, just non-political, so people can have fun.
they did the Halloween special last year because
Oh,
and they do
that's
it
right.
usually every year, but they did the one where instead of Randy growing the pandemic special, he grew the Halloween special. And he was selling that, yeah. And then the Christmas special that they did was the one that was lined with cocaine. It
Election special, probably.
gotta be. What were you
Does Joe Biden make it to Election Day?
I'm still going with my dark horse that on October 30th on Halloween he like strokes out and dies on television and wets himself. Like that's my my 1 in 1,000. Like he's addressing the nation or something like that, and it just ends right there. It's the big Halloween sacrifice.
I didn't watch the debate. How did he look? How did he go? I didn't watch it at all.
John, it is the best 90-minute stand-up comedy hour you're going to
I
see.
just heard it was a shit show the whole time.
John, it's popcorn watching. You can't believe it. Like it's over, dude. Did you tell me you saw at least the smart clip,
I didn't see like anything.
dude? We're
I
gonna
went
do
up
it
into
live.
the woods, the kids. I came back. I was just chilling, isolated for a little bit.
I wanted to do.
Re-entering my routine today.
All right. Well, here we go. This is good stuff right
He
here.
knew how dangerous it was going to be back in February, and he didn't even tell you. He's on record as saying it. He panicked or he just looked at the stock market. One of the two, because guess what? A lot of people died, and a lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
Mr. President?
Did you use the word
False.
smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe. 47 years you've done nothing.
Well, let's have this debate.
And if
We'll
you
see
would have
this.
had, let me just tell you something, Joe.
No,
If you would have had the charge of what I was put through. I had to close the greatest economy in the history of our country. And by the way, now it's being built again.
See,
and it's
we're
We're going to
going
get
up
to the
fast.
economy in the next segment, sir.
Okay.
It's going up fast. I look
Okay.
forward to talking
When
about it.
He knew how.
He murdered him. But the smart comments were, you don't ever use the word smart with me, Joe. You're not smart. Like, it was basically just Trump ripping him apart. A lot of people want to say it was a shit show, but, I mean, you can't say that Biden won that thing if you actually knew what they were talking about. I can see if you had no idea about the issues, like if you didn't know about Burisma, if you didn't know about Hunter Biden.
Or even the timeline or when he started wanting to close things down.
Exactly. If you had no idea what was going on, maybe you could make the argument it was a shit show. But
I
the
just
truth
don't
of the matter
understand
is,
how can the moderator not like correct them? Well, actually, here's like there's evidence of like him telling us to close the country down before they were supportive of that.
yeah,
I don't
again,
understand.
I think he killed him, but we'll see what happens. I think that's why there was the call. Listen, you know what they said on CNN afterwards? They went to a story about how one of the CNN anchors was watching the debate with their 12-year-old daughter, and mid-debate, the daughter went into her room and cried because she couldn't handle the disrespect. Like it's all fictitious. It's not real. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely 100%
They live in a
ridiculous.
fantasy land. They all live in Harry Potter land.
I never read the Harry
They're
Potter
writing,
books.
they're writing fan fiction.
I mean, that's how you get it done, the fan fiction. Apparently, that's how that shitty Twilight series started. You know that, right? Like Twilight.
What was a fan fiction of?
That really fucking weird sex movies. The ones where fucking
What movies you're watching?
you know which
Jason?
ones. The ones that have like the submissive bitch in them. I haven't seen any of them. It's the one where she's like beaten up, like not beaten, but like into BDSM by her boss.
Oh yeah, that.
What is it? I can't remember because I never saw
50
the movies.
Shades.
Yes, the 50 Shades of Grey series. So
Oh,
Twilight.
Twilight was.
That's fan fiction. So Twilight was originally fan fiction of 50 Shades of Grey, where they turned everybody into vampires.
Oh my god.
And they're like, this is brilliant. We need to make it a book and a series and a movie.
And so it was probably came out before the 50 Shades got popular. Then.
Yeah. I'm you know what? I'm gonna look it up right now because I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
That's a pretty interesting tidbit of information.
Let's see. Twilight was fan fiction of. Yeah, it is. 50 Shades. I was dead
Come
on.
on.
I didn't even type in the 50 Shades, but yes.
Yeah, because I didn't even understand. I didn't understand that for a second because I was like, well, wait a minute. 50 Shades came out after.
But the books didn't. So I guess it was 50 Shades of Green.
Oh.
Oh, no. They're saying that because of money. But yeah, that's so crazy, right? I mean, guys, get into fan fiction. Apparently you can make some shitty vampire series that everybody loves. Fitch, I gotta eat. I got things to do. I gotta set the studio up more. What were you doing in Iowa? Are there more Fitch sessions? Or not Iowa, you were in Indiana, right?
I did go to Indiana. That was before the fight. I was doing some seminar stuff.
Uh-huh.
Coach Mo got his black belt. I was up in Trinity Center, California. I've never heard of it before. I found an Airbnb this other weekend and took the kids up there and hung out and got some relaxation in with the boys. And now I am putting things together, getting stuff going, and getting on the podcasts and everything. So check out the Gumroad courses, sign up for the newsletter. I'm coming up with more like course content. So I'm going to try to put together a basic self-defense course that I'll be putting up. That won't be for free though. And then I'll be doing some other stuff too.
You got to get on I know Ricky's bothering you, but next week, Union of the Unwanted, right after this show, you should come on. I don't know who's coming on next week, but I've hooked up with so many cool people on there, from comedian Jim Florentine to Pete Evans to a bunch of different people on, in the alternative media that I never really get to talk to. And I get to take on some of the Q guys on there too. Every once in a while, there's some Q guys on there that I get to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. And by the way, Q back in action, spreading more disinformation out there. Guys, johnfitch.net is where you find it. You can support both of us on rockfin.com. The
I
grueling
got some new videos up on Rockfin too. I've been putting Fight Week videos up, extended cuts.
extended cuts, eh?
Yeah.
Let's see if we let me see if I can find some Fitch.
10 to 20 minutes usually.
I watched your last YouTube one that was like I think a Fight Week video. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
that's somebody else doing the editing. These are my edits that are longer.
Gotcha. The premium content right here, Fight Weeks. Make sure if you are if you do support me, and I got supporters on there, remember you get all of Fitch's stuff for free as well. So check that out. And the GoFundMe, we're gonna change it up, guys. Really hope we can hit the $5,000 mark this month because damn, it was
Let's do
expensive
it.
to
Pump
move.
it up.
Let's pump it up. All right, Fitch. Great seeing you. Great talking to you. And I'll talk to you
Good
next
stuff.
week. Guys, later on.
All right, guys. Check you later.